Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I am your watch guy today. I am back to discuss my top 5 watches that I have spotted this month on Aliexpress. Now we know that Aliexpress is a massive marketplace that has so many options, but every month there are a couple that really do catch my eye, and I like to introduce them to you guys as I have been introduced to them. Get your opinions, see if it's anything that you would like to see on the channel. Now there are a couple in there today that I am really keen on. One in particular that is quite budget, and I think that a lot of people have missed it because I haven't seen any reviews and I don't really know why. So it's probably one that I'm gonna have to get in. Let's see if you can spot it. In fact, go into the comments and tell me which one of these I am talking about. I think a few of you wiser heads out there will know which one I mean. If you wanted to have a look at any of these or pick any of them up, I have affiliate links in the description. Now, if you used any of them to make a purchase, I do get a kickback, so be aware of that. As well as that, you can find my online store linked in that description. Also, that's where I list all of my pre-owned and pre-loved watches for you guys to pick up at a bargain price. Definitely worth checking that out. I'm interrupting today's intro to introduce you to today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by EKSTER. They make really convenient, slim profile wallets for life on the move. This one is forged carbon fiber and it looks fantastic. These can hold up to 15 cards. They have this really fantastic quick access tab. As you can see there, my card's in there because I've been using this for the last few weeks and I absolutely love it. As well as that, they offer this really fantastic add-on of a solar powered tracker card, which fits conveniently into your wallet. And even better, you can get your phone to ring by using it. That makes this one of the most convenient things in my everyday carry. Packed with RFID protection to protect you from any potential scams. I think that these are some of the best quality wallets on the market. Use the code WATCHGUY to get a little bit of a discount on their products. They also have an anniversary sale at the moment where you can get up to 20% off on their website, which is linked conveniently in the description for you guys. Go check them out. Thank you again to EKSTER for sponsoring today's video. I appreciate it greatly. Now, let's get back to the video. With that out of the way, with that little introduction, that little segue out of the way, let's talk about the 5 watches that I have spotted this month. So, starting it off, we have RMALTI. Now, I still haven't had a RMALTI on the channel. Now, this one's interesting because to the naked eye, to the average observer, this one is a MM200 Homage. However, to me, this is a little bit of a crossover with a Rolex Yachtmaster, especially with that bezel and the accents through that bezel. It has a DLC coated casing, a nice black effect to that. Comes in a couple of different colours on a NATO strap. Be aware of that because it's not going to be for everyone. Packed obviously with an NH35 movement, as we'd probably expect from this type of price range. It is 200 meters water resistance, sapphire crystal, and it looks fantastic. From what I've seen in other reviewers' videos, these watches are fantastic quality for the money. Definitely up there with the likes of Heimdallr and Chronos. And even better, they play towards the more steel dive type of pricing in the market. This one comes in at £133. And that is available on the RMALTI watch store if you wanted to pick one of those up or go and have a little gander at what they offer. RMALTI are definitely one of the more interesting brands to be hitting the market at the moment on Aliexpress. Moving on to number 2. This one I haven't mentioned in one of these videos for coming on 2 years, I think. REEF Tiger. Now, this one will be something that those of you who have had a few years in the Aliexpress market will definitely remember. REEF Tiger were a brand that always popped up on my feed. I never actually got one in. However, they always looked really interesting, just slightly above the price range that I always thought that they should be at. This one, for instance, is £181. Now, that's not a cheap watch for the Aliexpress market, especially considering that it's very ambiguous to us what movement they are using in this one. Now, they call this an RT7800 movement. It's an automatic movement. Quite frankly, it's quite confusing to me. However, It definitely has some really nice aesthetics to the dial, really nice aesthetics to the watch itself. It is dubbed a pilot watch, and to me it gives more of a Chinese pilot watch type of vibe. I hope you understand what I mean by that, because I can't really explain it much more than that. It definitely has that type of look of some of the older or some of the more out there Seagull models have. 50 meters of water resistance. It is a pilot watch. It can come either in a DLC coat or a bronze coating. It is, however, 316L stainless steel. 40mm diameter, so a very wearable watch, and it is available on the Obvlo, OBLVLO official store. I hope you understand that that is quite a name to pronounce. Not enough vowels in there for myself. A few too many consonants. Moving on to another brand that we haven't mentioned in probably a year now. This is Starking. Starking used to be one of the real players in the AliExpress video scene, and that's because they were so cheap and packed such a good quality specification into their watch that every reviewer picked one up to review. I think I had a couple in, maybe 2 or 3, and then they kind of died off a little bit. But they've started to make a little resurgence in the market, and they're releasing some new and quite interesting pieces, including this here vintage pilot aesthetic piece. Now it has those really lovely Arabic bold numerals. They are also loomed, and it has a really nice distressed steel casing to it. It also comes in a bronze finish. 42mm casing, sapphire. 42mm casing, sapphire crystal, loomed numerals and handset. Really nice aesthetic to it. One thing that does let it down is that I can't tell you what this movement is. £87.86, so you'd hope that it's at least a Miyota movement in the back of that. It's just listed as auto mechanical, which is ambiguous as you understand what I mean. It's available on the Starking official store. As mentioned, they are making a little bit of a resurgence into the market. However, they do still have a lot of their classics on there if you wanted to check them out too. If you're later on into the AliExpress minefield, those watches were some of the best pound for actual pound watches that I reviewed. This in particular is £87 on the AliExpress store today. Now this watch, it's caught my eye. This from a brand called PARNIS. Now PARNIS, again, just like Starking and Reef Tiger before them, were one of the big players in the AliExpress market, and to a lot of people are still some of the best value for money watches on there. This is their homage to the Speedmaster 57, and I've got to tell you, as a Speedmaster fan, this one caught the eye. Now it's available in some colourful dial options, as well as having the option for a steel effect bezel, which I know a lot of people do like for those vintage aesthetic watches. Something that isn't very vintage about it is those bright colours. It comes in a red or green. It looks absolutely stunning and really does play well with the black subdials on that chronograph. It's a VK64 powered watch. Very good movement, and one that you all know that I really do enjoy. Mecha Quartz chronograph. It's where it's at, these budget watches, I think. This one is in at the budget of just below £70 on the PARNIS store today. Now, as mentioned, VK64 movement, love that movement. It is, however, a mineral crystal. I think they'll have done that because they want to get that dome correct. 40mm casing, which again will be a really nice fit to the wrist. And as mentioned, colourful dials, which really do seem to be the market favourite at the moment. Very interesting on that. I think that's definitely a go for a lot of people. Finishing off this list today, the final watch on my AliExpress top 5 for February. This is from a brand that I've never seen before. They seem to be linked to Labini, which make really nice watches, actually really nice dress style watches. This no exception. And they pack them with Hangzhou movements. However, they make them with really well finished looking Hangzhou movements. This one in particular is packed with the Hangzhou 7M01. Now that is an 80-hour power reserve piece with a high beat frequency, 28,800 beats per hour. Am I getting your attention? I got my own attention, so I hope I'm getting yours. Really lovely sunburst effect dial to this one, and it really gives me that Moser type of vibe to the watch, and I know that a lot of people are really looking at those style watches at the moment. This is from Borman watches, and it is their moon phase aesthetic dial. As you can see at the bottom of the dial there, it has a really nice moon phase effect. Now, it's not going to be an actual moon phase watch because we know the costs, etc., that goes into that type of movement. This one is a 24-hour sub-dial that will have the effect of a moon phase. I believe that one is available on the Labini store for a pricely sum of £144. I think that's quite a good deal, to be honest. The movement's finished really nicely. Yes, it's a Chinese Hangzhou movement, not going to be for everyone. However, it does have the type of specifications that you would like to see in a watch around that price. Well, it has better specifications than you'd like to see or you'd accept in a watch at that price. The only difference is it's Chinese made. Now, if it's not an issue for you and you want that Moser-esque type of dress watch in your collection, as I kind of rarely do at the moment, that one is a good option. That, guys, is my top 5 for the month. Now, as a side note, there have actually been a couple of really nice Pagani design releases. I don't usually include them in these lists because, well, I review them pretty much every time an interesting one comes out. And I don't like to just, you know, hammer home the amount of Pagani that you see on this channel. I think you guys see enough of it here. But some really interesting ones that you will see on the channel coming up this month. You may be able to guess which ones. I'll leave that to your imagination. But yeah, definitely worth having a look at them. Also, remember, if you're going to buy any of these, use the codes, use the coins as much as you possibly can and save yourself as much money as possible, because that's what this is all about. That's what this budget market is for, really. It's to bring that type of new watch feeling to everyone at every budget for me. So, thank you for watching this one, guys. I really do appreciate it. As mentioned, those links in the description if you wanted to help the channel out, or if you just wanted to have a look around. That also helps us out. And most importantly, leave your comments just below the description there. I love to see them. Tell me what you've looked at this month. Tell me what you might be picking up. And tell me which one of these you think has actually really caught my eye and I need to get in for a review. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.